Hey, what's up, you guys? So this is kind of like our team huddle, except I'm without my teammate. But that's okay because he had some things to do and he had to run up to the store to get some things. And I am making dinner. So Griffin, you should not be in the food pantry. I am making dinner and waiting for the water to boil. So I thought I'd come in here and kind of talk about something that I've talked to with many people that I've coached, many people that I've mentored. And then I thought I would share here because I think like it really might help you understand this piece of motivation. And you're going to hear kids run around and screaming. So we'll just work around that. And I don't want this message to be really, really long. For those of you that are newer to listening to Chad and I speak, I'm just a mom. I'm a mom of three, that struggled my whole life with a healthy relationship with food. Grew up a lot like on Taco Bell and boxed dinners and, Twinkies in the house. And, my parents were busy. I mean, the typical like rushed family, lots of sports and everything. And I really, really struggled. Like I was kind of labeled the big boned girl and it kind of carried with me. And I really struggled. I carried it all the way into my marriage, through my first child, and had my big aha moment when I was rocking my second child to sleep one night. Not going to talk about that completely, but that's kind of me in a nutshell. That kind of really struggled with yo-yo dieting, became a personal trainer to fix myself. If I'm being honest, I struggled and I thought I must be missing knowledge or something. Like there's something missing. Why can't I figure this out? Why do I struggle so much? It was like torture. It was like being in a prison. Obviously, personal training didn't help. I've been a personal trainer for 10 years, and about 7 years ago, I finally, figured out how to get to that place of peace and energy and not torture. Anyway, that's not the topic, but just to give you a snapshot. But this is what I hear a lot of people like when I ask people, because I really, really like to dig in with people. It's not just like, here, everybody just follow this. Do you know what I mean? I want to know like where the struggle's at so that I can try to help people navigate it according to like things that I've learned over the last 10 years as a personal trainer, over the last 7 years of mentoring women all over this country. And so the one thing I hear the most is I really struggle with motivation. And I get that. Life is busy. You have dinner to cook. You have a to-do list a mile long. You have kids that need to get to sports. You have a husband that needs your attention. You have a lot of things on your plate. You have a full-time job and bills to pay and a house to clean and laundry to fold. And sometimes it feels like it's just so overwhelming. And I get it. And we have talked a little bit about, putting your oxygen mask on first, and I'm not going to go there because sometimes, I tell people that like in an airplane, you're told to put your oxygen mask on first and then put everybody else's on. But what's glorified in our society is put everybody else's oxygen mask on, and chances are you're not going to make it forever, and you're going to lose you're going to run out of air. And what does that look like? That looks like anxiety attacks. That looks like nervous breakdowns. It looks like antidepressants. It looks like adrenal fatigue. It looks like a lot of things. And so how do you get motivated to make the changes? And there's different facets of it. And we've talked about finding your like what you would run into a burning building for, But today I want to talk about something that I think a lot of people struggle with, and it's like they're waiting to find the motivation. When really, I was telling some people that I worked with yesterday in a group I'm in with them, I said, you're going to find the motivation through the action. And I spoke on multiple stages, across this country talking on this very topic, that an object in motion stays in motion and an object at rest stays at rest, right? I mean, we've all heard that. The same goes for our motivation, right? So a lot of us are waiting to find the motivation when really it's the action that starts to, in time, create the motivation, okay? So we torture ourselves saying, what is wrong with me? Why can't I find the motivation? Why don't I want to do this? Why can't I find the time? And I think we have to release ourselves of that expectation that or even the idea that the people that, wow, my hair looks crazy. The people that really are making time for those for working out and stuff like that, that they actually want to be doing it. because it's not true. I mean, today I had to force myself to go down and work out. You know what I mean? But I think we get this, especially because of Facebook, because of social media world, and everybody gives their highlight reel. Like, no one goes on Facebook and shares how pissed they are about walking down to their workout. You know what I mean? How much they didn't want to, and how they got in a little argument with their kids on the way down, and how their husband wasn't supporting them, and blah, blah, blah. And you know what I mean? They'd rather be eating the chocolate chips that's in the pantry. No one really shares that stuff. They share their really awesome workout move, you know what I mean, in the video, and how they're smiling, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and so we start to compare their front stage to our backstage, which our backstage is the fact that our body is designed to navigate towards the more comfortable. We are designed that way to conserve energy, right? And so we have like 5 seconds to make a decision to do the uncomfortable, and it's always the uncomfortable, right, that moves us in a positive direction. And so we get this idea that something is wrong with us. Nothing is wrong with you, okay? And it's not an excuse all the time. It's a rearranging of priorities. It's taking a step back and saying, okay, if I keep doing what I'm doing, where will my life be in 5 years? Where will I be in 10 years? 7 years ago, that's what I did. I was like, man, if I keep dodging the camera, if I keep looking at myself like that in the mirror, if I keep crying before I go on date nights with my husband, if I keep making shopping for jeans and bikini or bathing suits torturous, if I keep dreading vacations, what does that look like 5, 10, 15 years from now? What does it look like? A whole bunch of pictures that mom's not in? Do you know what I mean? Does that look like a now 7-year-old, back then she was 10 months old. Does it look like a 7-year-old duplicating the same issues that I had of looking myself in the mirror, calling myself big bone, doing chubby checks and all kinds of, because they will duplicate us, right? So I allowed myself to sit back and say that my actions line up with that down the road. So if I don't want that, my actions are going to have to be of something different. That's the first thing I allowed myself to do. The second thing I did was start to rearrange my priorities. I said no to something so I could say yes to the things that really, really moved me in the direction that I did want to go. So you have to know, where do you want to go? You know what I mean? I knew what I wanted. I didn't want a six-pack. Yeah, maybe great. I mean, I'm not going to, if all of a sudden I work out and I'm eating really healthy and I look in the mirror one day, I'm like, dude, a six-pack, I'm not going to be mad about it. But I wanted to go in this direction in my life where I had the energy, where I couldn't wait to be in pictures. Do you see what I'm saying? That I was fueling my body in a way and passing it down to my kids, that not speaking death over top of myself every day. Feeling like a fake as a personal trainer, feeling like a fraud as a group fitness instructor. You see, I knew where I wanted to go, so I had to start lining up my actions with that, right? And so where do you want to go? And now don't wait for the motivation to go in that direction. Identify the actions that move yourself in that direction, and through those actions is where you will find the motivation. You want to know why? Because through action, you'll start to have small wins, right? Start to have small wins. Your confidence will start to grow. You'll start to accomplish little things. You'll start to believe in yourself again. And what you believe is what you conceive. What you believe is what will come out of your mouth. What comes out of your mouth, your feet will do, right? And what your feet do, your actions every day, ends you up where you are. Does that make sense? And so if we start to get some small wins under our belt, right, we start to believe in ourselves again. We start to get excited about where we're headed. Our feet will start to move, and that the motivation comes from that. Does that make sense? And that, my water's boiling, so I have to go make dinner. But that's what I wanted to kind of share with you guys today. Instead of waiting to find the motivation and thinking that all these people that work out, that every day they skip to the gym, you know what I mean? Because I don't know about you, today I didn't skip. Riley, did we skip to the gym today? No. Okay? So I want you guys to understand that it is the action. That an object in motion stays in motion. And if you start creating the actions, the motivation will start to develop inside you, and it's not the other way around. Okay, I got to get ready for football and feed these kids. I'll talk to you guys later. Say bye. Hey!